Welcome to the GameFace Footy Show Division 2, and we're live here at the Karingal Football Club. It's wonderful to be here. It's been another big weekend. We'll be talking, of course, to many of the Karingal players and also their president, Troy Callahan, a little bit later in the program as we profile the Bulls and their push to play in the finals this year, and they're still hoping to finish inside the top three. It was an interesting round 17. We saw a real wipeout in the match between Dramana and Crib Point, a bit of a concern for the competition after what's been a pretty even competition so far this year. Langwarra move into the top five for the first time with one game remaining, and Tyab wins its fifth game of the season, and the Avies have been one of the big improvers in the competition. And it's great to have Chris Holcomb and also Tony Blackford with us. Blackers, another interesting round 17, and it's taken a long time, but the Kangaroos, with plenty of talent, have found their way into the top five.
Popped into fifth spot, mate, and a wonderful win by Tyab. It's great for their club, and it's great for the football, I think, local football, to see Tyab up and about. They've won 2 games in 4 years, and they've won 5 games this year.
Yeah, that's been one of the real good news stories, Chris, hasn't it?
I've been a massive rap for Tyab all year. I reckon they're one of the stories of Div 2. Even though they're not going to play finals, you take that every day of the week from where they started.
Just their competitiveness and the way that they've challenged other sides to be in games. And I think that this week they play Somerville at home.
Yeah.
And for a long time they haven't beaten Somerville. I reckon they'll beat Somerville this week.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, it's certainly now a 50-50 match, isn't it? You wouldn't have thought that at the start of the year, or even at the halfway mark of the year.
But with the controversy that's been slapping around down at Somerville,
yes.
Tyab are the more solid unit at the moment, which is hard to say. They wouldn't have thought that at the start of the year, would they?
Yeah.
Now, talking of teams struggling, Crib Point, that was a bit of an embarrassment for them. I mean, they've been okay. They've been reasonably competitive, but there are issues within the football club with the seniors. I mean, getting belted like that is a major cause for concern. By 175 points. We know that their under-19s are going well, 4th on the ladder, and will play finals. Their netball girls are also in the finals as well. Their president, Steve, has asked GameFace, and we thank him very much for the opportunity to come down to the club on Saturday for the last home game of the year.
Past Players Day down
yes,
there too.
Past Players Day. They take on Karingal. But to be beaten like that so late in the season is a bit of a concern, isn't it?
I don't think it's overly concerned, because I think at the start of the year, and we've been talking about it a lot, I don't want to rehash over it, but we all know that there's an avenue out there that we need that third division.
Yes.
For teams like Crib Point, Devon Meadows, teams like those, that's what it's there
Just to
for.
get
That's
back
what
on their feet.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the same as what Karingal, Langwarra and Chelsea have had to do. Hobbs, you've coached in First Division, and all of those 3 sides would be saying how wonderful it is to come back into a competition where they're competitive and they're going to play finals, and all 3 of those sides will play finals.
Langwarra were punching the air last week. They were talking about it, how much more they're looking forward to getting to training and playing games. Karingal will be no different. I was talking to Troy before.
Just the belief in pre-season?
Well, they haven't played finals for 8 years. That's hard for a club to go through that sort of drought.
So just because they're in second division, they're still winning games, Dan.
That's right.
It gets people back on the deck here.
It's still a premiership, isn't it? If you win a premiership at the end of the year,
it's a premiership.
Still a premiership, isn't it?
Yeah.
People are going to celebrate the same way.
As good as First Division's been this year and how close it is and all that sort of stuff, you get excited about Second Division because you see the clubs start to breathe life back into them. So Tyabs, obviously, we mentioned, and those guys from that, and even Dramana and Red Hill, 1 and 2.
100%.
Imagine them going to First Division. How pumped would they be?
You know, like they at the start of the year, to lose those top 3 sides, they would have said, here's an opportunity.
Yeah.
And we know there are clubs and presidents that have had a view that they're happy with what they've got, but I think that you've got to move forward, as we've seen with Jeff Spigos of Pines. He's been a great advocate for the competition, constantly moving forward, trying to get better, and that's why I think you need a third division, and hopefully that will happen.
Yeah, Dan, I've preached it for
You've been an advocate. You've been an advocate
for a number of years, and I think that it's got to happen. And you know, we're a chance to get a side like Cranbourne in, but they need to make some tough decisions and get some lesser sides in as well.
That'll be right.
We've spoken long and hard about that. The AFL South East won't operate or won't push that forward unless clubs come to them.
My understanding is that all the other sides have applied to go into the Yarra Valley. Cranbourne have applied not to go in there, but to go into our competition.
My understanding about that too, before we talk about Langwarra, is that they're going forward, Yarra Valley, they're going forward with their competition
Yes.
without Cranbourne at this stage.
Yes.
But I've also heard too that they will be accommodating Cranbourne if the vote goes against Cranbourne in regard to joining the Morning Peninsula Football
That was
League.
meant to happen early August, so it must be about now.
Yeah,
Would that be
it
right?
hasn't happened yet.
No.
So we'll keep an eye on that. But one team we're also keeping an eye on is Langwarren. They're going beautifully. They found some form late in the season. I think 3 or 4 weeks ago they were 10 points outside the top 5, and we thought the top 5 was done and dusted. Hastings, with their injuries, have fallen apart. Langwarren have found some form.
Yeah.
And Chris, you said about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and they've been listening to you, like Pines have been listening to you as well, and saying Holcomb doesn't know what he's talking about, and also Holcomb doesn't know what he's talking about in regard to Langwarren. And they're playing to spite.
I think it's opposite to what you're actually saying. I was disappointed with both clubs, and I was disappointed with Langy, especially Langy,
He
because
just thought that their performance should have been better than what it was, Dan.
I'm just having a lend of you, Chris. I know
that's okay, mate.
your football intellect is outstanding.
I know, it's all right. I'm a big boy. I can take that. But I was just trying to defend myself.
Yeah, it's wonderful for those two boys. They got reappointed last week. They had a big game against Somerville. There was nothing
They won
in
comfortably.
it. Well, it was
22 points at the end. I mean, Somerville had a good
Yeah.
second half, but the game was over. They kicked 7 goals to nothing virtually in the second quarter. It was all over at half time. That's been Somerville's issue, their inability to play out 4 quarters. They've been finishing games well, but often when the match has been done and dusted in the first half.
And Dan, there could be every chance that Karingal play their neighbouring club in the elimination final.
Yeah, no, they will. So may as well just throw this last round out. Because you've got Drummond will beat Rye, Red Hill will beat Devon.
So you think
Chelsea
don't play it?
Hastings. Well, it's going to stay the same.
Yeah.
All those top 5 sides will win on the bit, and we may as well just hook into it.
So you think Hastings are no chance against Chelsea?
They're
Even
too
though Chelsea's form's been a bit up and
Hastings
down.
won't win another game.
Well, Langy will beat Pearcedale anyway.
They've only got one
so it
more
doesn't
game to
matter.
go, Blake, so they won't win this week.
No, that's right. They won't win another game. I said it 4 weeks ago.
You're one of the all-time greats at stating the obvious. That's why
I
we
did
love
say
you.
it 4 weeks ago that Hastings wouldn't win another game, and I'm still banking on it that they won't beat Chelsea.
Well, you do seem to know what you're talking about because you've got the first division right so far, and I haven't. So I'll bow to your better judgment.
I think the Karingal will kick themselves that they lost last week because that's going to give them miss out on the second chance.
I don't think they'll be kicking themselves that much because they'll play...
Langy?
No, they'll play Chelsea in a first semi-final anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So you think Red Hill beat Chelsea?
Oh, yeah.
And they'll play Dramana in a second semi?
Yeah.
Who'll win
Don't
that?
you think that?
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
Do you think that?
no, because I think that Langwarren are playing some good football at the moment.
All right. We're not at Langy. Do you know that day, huh?
You think Langwarren are good enough to go
Well, hang on
a fair
a minute.
way in the finals?
Langwarren beat Karingal not long ago, and in round 1 they had a blockbuster here that was under a goal. I think it was 5 points or something like that. 5 points. So,
But they also lost to Pearcedale, who they play this week in the Bushman's Cup, which
Yeah,
of course is a battle between Blackers' traditional rivals.
No, and that's wonderful that they're doing that. But some sides match up well on other sides, and I think that Langwarren match up well on Karingal.
Righto, we'll talk about that next week. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
We'll do that. Now,
I thought you were hosting this show.
Yeah, I am.
It's like
Yeah,
I've got to
well,
control you blokes.
You've taken over. You
Yeah,
do.
I'm trying
yeah,
to.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I'm in charge.
All right, sorry.
You're one of my wing men. Enjoy having you here. Yeah, as I was all over the place there with that. Thank you. Peter Piper picked a pickle again. Now, we'll take a break and be back with more on the GameFace Footy Show. And, of course, we're here at the Karingal Football Club. We'll be highlighting them with the president, Troy Callahan, and also one of their players, Shane Jamison, who's going to be part of the No Regrets Boxing Challenge. He's pumped up, ready to go later in the year. That's all thanks to the Frankston RSL.
Frankston RSL, Frankston's function and restaurant specialist.
In the lead goal kicking in Division 2, in the seniors, Jesse Murphy of Langwarren has been leading all year and has a 5-goal advantage going into the final round after beating 5 on the weekend in the Kangaroos win. Curtis Bywater of Chelsea 3 to move to 60. Michael Theodoriadis of Devon Meadows 1 behind him after a 4-goal haul. He's on 59. Then an 11-goal break to Ethan Johnston of Dramana, 8 on the weekend to be 48. Luke Hewitt of Hastings kicked 1 to be 45. Jake Anderson of Tybes had a great year. They had a terrific win again. The Abbeys, he kicked 2. He's on 43. And Ben Holmes of Dramana, 1 to be 42. In the reserves in Division 2, Scott Sterling of Rye, 5 to be 48. Richard Mathers of Karingal, 17 behind him. So unless Richard Mathers has a day out
and Scott Sterling doesn't do anything. Scott Sterling will win the goal kicking in the Division 2 reserves. He's on 31 Mathers, none on the weekend. Luke Clark of Chelsea, none to remain on 28. Craig Hunter of Devon Meadows, 1 to be on 22. And James Goodsis of Red Hill also on 22. In the under-19s, Logan Sanford of Red Hill win the goal kicking there. Another haul for him. They're having a big year, the Hillman, undefeated. He kicked 9, he's on 63, 17 ahead of the rest of the field. Dylan Allen of Rye had a good day, 8 to move to 46. Anthony Bill of Karingal, 4 to be on 37. Nathan Allen of Langwarrin was goalless, he's on 36. Jay Treep also had a big day, kicking 8 to be on 35 from Karingal. And Shannon Reid of Langwarrin kicked 1 to be on 34.
This is the GameFace Footy Show, 2nd Division. We're live from the brand new club rooms at the Karingal Football Club. It's a pleasure to be here. Lots happening in the Karingal Football Club at the moment. The reserves, seniors and under-19s will play in the finals. The seniors at the moment in 4th position, hoping they can get back to where they've been most of the year, and that is top 3. They've got some signings that we'll tell you about in just a second. We were hoping that Shane Jamison would be joining us. We did promote that, and hopefully he'll be with us very, very soon. One of their new players who's come from Bairnsdale, who will be part of the No Regrets Boxing Challenge later in the year. But it gives us a chance to chat with the president, Troy Callahan, and also their football manager, Scott Frey, who's been involved in some key signings. Troy, firstly, we'll start with you.
Sure.
I want to look at these new club rooms a little bit more and say how good they are. They are fantastic. You must be delighted with them.
Sure am. Like as we've said, the whole last 5 years, getting these has been a long, long road, and the foundation was built from Daniel Watts and co. And now my vice president, myself, and the committee get to reap the rewards of these brand new rooms. It's fantastic.
So it was 5 years in the making.
I was probably 12. Blackers, about 12 years.
Just the way the council operates.
The first plans got done about 12 years ago when. Byron Barry's old man was here, so yeah.
John.
Yeah, Johnny boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, in regard to that, when you have new club rooms like this, how important is it for the football club, and does it attract players because things are changing, things are moving in the right direction?
It certainly does. It does. It's more attractive. Like trying to get potential new players coming up to the old rooms that Blackie, you played in 1974. Now they come up to these, the lights are on, the netball courts are out the back, and it is really appealing.
How great is it?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You know, at the start of the year, you come down, they restructure the competition, you reappoint a new coach, and then the buzz around the place, not only for players, but the opening of the new rooms.
Correct.
That was a selling point to new people, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. With the netball, it's getting ran really well from Graham French and Jay Cahill as well. Bringing people into these rooms like Scooter, being the football manager, bringing these guys up here and showing through. You're actually really proud, and it's actually got a really good buzz around here. We're probably the most followed club in, I reckon, the peninsula, and which is really good. But new rooms weren't going to make it all happen. Still, the hard work had to be done, and the committee and that do a fantastic job, and our coaches and that are really going well. So the place is in the buzz.
Are you happy where the club is? I mean, you're 4th in the seniors. Yep. You're going to be very prominent in the under-19s. Red Hill, obviously, are very dominant, but Karingal are right up there. You're going well on the reserves too. I mean, at the start of the year, were you confident you'd have all 3 teams in the finals, which you're going to?
We didn't have many expectations. When we spoke to Brett, we didn't have many. We didn't say, mate, you're going to get us into a grand final at all. We knew we were going to have an influx of players coming back that we'd spoken to that had gone away for a fair few years, but now they're going to play finals in the top 3, 19s, reserves and seniors. It's just a bonus for us.
Yeah, it's great for the club.
Yeah.
Now, we mentioned the footy manager, Scooter. Scott Frey is with us. Scott, thanks for joining us. Now, you've made a couple of big reappointments. Cal Dixon, your captain, has re-signed, and we'll have Andy Mathers joining us very shortly as well on the panel. He's re-signed as well. Is it tough to re-sign players even before the season's over?
We sort of had a plan. Myself and Graham had spoken about it probably mid-season, that we found last year we probably left it a little bit late until after the season, and we were spending every night chasing players around, and we just thought that while the guys were here and the vibe was so positive, if they were happy to sign, then we'd be happy to sign them straight away. So Andy was one of the first. I mean, I love him. He's one of my favourites. I was stoked to have him.
Why do you love him?
All the
He's
tattoos
just
on him?
no, he's just
The
a workhorse.
way he goes about it, though,
He's just a
Dan,
workhorse. You know, he's
a bull. He's an absolute bull.
Yeah, he's just a fitness freak, and the boys love him. And him and his brother have been. They have their own little footy show up here on a Thursday night, just basically
it's good.
crap on everybody, and
That's great, isn't it?
hilarious.
That's what footy clubs are all
That's
about,
right,
isn't
exactly.
it?
He brings that bit of buzz, you know. We had a man-on-man up here on Saturday night, and obviously he won it. The girls tend to all flock to him, so no, it's good.
You might have had a run at those back in the day, mate.
Oh, mate, yeah, until they put bloody Hungry Jacks on the corner and I got drafted to it. Got more chins than a Chinese phone book now, but no, we'll work on that.
You've got all the sayings, Troy. I've got all the sayings. Not that any of mine are original. A mate of mine had all these sayings and I've just sort of taken to them, but I love your sayings.
Nah, so I'd come over for a beer and I'll give you some.
Yeah, there'll be a few later on. I look forward to that. Now, can I ask you about Aaron Paxton? It was a controversial issue for the football club. He got suspended.
Yep.
He obviously had a blue on the boundary. Let's not sugarcoat it with the coach, Brett Dunn.
Sure.
He and the club mutually decided it was best that he walk away.
Yep.
Why did he come back, and how did he come back?
Okay, so obviously, you know, there's a lot of, you know, stories and that going around, but Aaron wasn't actually enjoying his football, and it's out of his character to go and get reported as it was. So he wasn't enjoying his footy, and then that was just.
So he got reported. He gave away 2 50-metre penalties. Was that right?
Yep.
Then
That's
he got sent to the bench.
Yep.
And then there was a blue on the bench.
And
then.
Yeah, you know, 2 hot-headed
people.
people.
On Tuesday night and he never turned up. Is that?
Yeah, we just said we wanted to have a chat because we don't like that happening out there from a football club. Doesn't matter who you are. Yeah. So we just wanted to have a chat, and at the end of the day, he wasn't really enjoying his football, and we needed to progress and move forward as a football club, and we wanted as many guys on the bus that we needed. If someone didn't want to be on the bus, then we'd just sort of
and especially being a popular person,
correct, and he's
like he is.
Yeah. But
the stand that the club made will make this club better in the long run.
Yeah, so, you know, with, Aaron was just, he said he wanted to get away from footy, and that's fine, and we respected that. And then 3 weeks, you know, he thought about it and really missed the guys and missed the club and come to us.
Had a chat to him?
Yeah.
My understanding is that his dad had a chat to him.
The whole Paxton family are very, very close, and Aaron came in and had a meeting with the couple of executives and Brett, and it's great to have him back playing for the football club because he does play a huge part in our football team. Like, he's one of the best backs in the competition. So for us to progress late in the finals, we needed Aaron Paxton. You know, we opened him back with open
It was great that you brought him back through the twos. Went about it the right way.
He copped all that blackie as well, so which was really good.
And I think that's a win-win for this football club.
I think that's probably been, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I reckon it's been. If I look at the start of the year, I would have said Karingal probably had the best list in second division. And I would have said that probably the only reason that you're not top 3 at the moment is that gelling factor in that first half of the year.
And the injuries too.
Oh, no,
injuries come and go for every club, though,
on,
Dan.
Yeah, come on, mate.
But every
week you're going injuries. They had the team on paper that could have beaten a lot of the sides they probably dropped.
From our senior side last year, most weeks we would probably have a minimum of a dozen players that weren't with us last year.
Yeah, for sure.
So it does take time for the boys to get to know each other. And for Brett to get to know the way they play as well.
You know, it's all that depth too, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, our twos are going fantastic. You know,
and the development of your kids has been outstanding.
Yeah. So we've had, I think, minimum of 6 under-19s play, 2 or 3 senior games this year, and probably could have played a lot more. But we're all up for them if they want to enjoy their final year of under-19s footy. That's great, but they've had some experience now, and basically, as we were talking about before, all of our under-19s have re-signed.
Good.
We spoke to 4 or 5 here one day, and the word got around that we were starting to talk to them, and they all came in and basically all were, what about me? When can I sign?
That's a lot easier to do in the position that you're in now as a second division power. Let's just say a powerful side, new facilities, successful on field, then going to a first division. We won 2 or 3 games last year. Come and sign with us. I might just hold on and see.
There's been a perception, Troy, outside, right or wrong, that there are too many chiefs at the football club in regard to guys who've had coaching experience. You've got Brendan Dunn,
of course,
who's got a cultural role at the football club.
That's
You've
right.
obviously got Dunny, your head coach.
Correct.
You've got Luke Forsyth, who brings a lot of experience, being, of course, a former AFL listed player as well.
Yep. The thing is, though, Dan, in the last sort of 8 years, we've been sort of crying out for leadership in the football club. Like the year that we lost Dunny to Hastings, Buddha to Somerville, Prouty to Frankston Bombers, we lost a lot of that drive. Thanks to that, Dan.
Professional.
Just my mum. Sorry about that. I'll call her later.
Yeah, no. But just getting back to your question there, Dan. Was that a Tinder swipe or what?
No. It's just my mum. It's just my mum.
Absolutely not. Why are you going, Red?
I'm not on Tinder. I'm embarrassed that my phone rang. But it is my mum. She just rings it in opportune times. No, certainly not.
You teeing up something for on the way
That's
home,
it.
Dan?
No, not at this stage. Well, I'm driving back with Coach, so I won't be teeing it up on the way home anyway.
Why did that Tinder start with G? Was that Grinder? Sorry, Dan. But back to the question. Back to the question about.
I'm perspiring badly.
Back to the initial question on too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. As I said, we're crying out for leadership, and we still are. But when you bring those guys back with such strong personalities, and
they all want to
voice their opinion, and Brett's very strong in himself, and so he's going to get a lot chucked at him, and whatever he takes on board, all good and well. Whatever he doesn't, then it's up to him. He's the senior coach of the football club. We've brought in Luke Forsyth's been fantastic in our junior development. Brendan Dunn, everybody knows what Brendan Dunn does, so he helped you out, assistant coach in the interleague. Yeah. Jamie Bartling's our chairman of selectors. He's really strong. He's really strong at pushing the kids and that through. But look, Brett can only take on whatever he wants to, and he's a senior coach, and we're wrapped with how things are going. Look, when you've got players, 85 players, you've been a coach. You're not going to bloody please everyone.
Please everyone.
No, you know that.
But no, just
we're all having with you blokers at the moment, aren't they?
But I totally disagree with that. But that's only my point of view, anyway, Dan.
Okay. Now I need to ask you about Cranbourne. You're on the side against it.
Yes. No. Don't put words in my mouth, Dan.
Okay.
Well, I was under the impression that there is a group that are against it. Sorrento being one, Frankston Bombers being another, Mount Eliza being another, Karingal certainly being in that camp.
So I was an advocate for the whole league not coming in.
Yeah, we all were.
We all were. But moving forward as a league, I think the third tier has to come in. Like we've won our 2 premierships going back to Divi 2. It's been stupendous coming back to Divi 2. To allow Crew Point, Tyabs and that to go back to a third division, it's only going to be beneficial for the whole peninsula. Yep. So then you can bring in, your Skies, your Carrams, your Frankston Dolphins seconds and all that sort of
You've
stuff.
suggested that a couple of times this year, haven't you?
It's a wonderful suggestion.
So, but back to that, Dan. I'm Cranbourne, obviously.
So if those clubs were available and ready to come into this competition, then Cranbourne come in, whether they start in second division or first division, it means that we've got 3 sides ready to go for third division, and we only need to find another 5
Cranbourne
to 6 sides, and we've got 9 sides.
Yeah, correct. Well, Cranbourne come and we had a president's meeting, and he come and put his
Jerry
case
Kelly.
for Jerry, and there are fors and against, but I guess moving forward, it's not going to happen in the next year or two. So, but moving forward to
you don't think they'll come in next year?
Cranbourne, no, I'm saying Divi 3.
Divi 3.
Well, it won't happen until.
But do you think Cranbourne will come in?
At this stage, I reckon they will. But again, the league's going to.
So if they were to come in, does that mean that there's going to be 13 teams?
Really? Well, if they come in, though, Blackers, they're going to have to go to Divi 1.
So, but then
there's going to be a bye.
Gets pushed down.
That's right. No, well, it's promotion relegation.
You can't.
It's the only way they can do it.
So you'll have
stock up Division 2. They've got to keep stocking up until they can split it.
So you'll have 11 in Division 1 and 12 in Division 2. And are you comfortable with that?
10
in Division 1, 13 in Division 2.
Yeah, keep going.
Right.
Stack them up.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can do it.
That's exactly right.
So, but do you think that Cranbourne should go into first division?
Yes, definitely.
And I think they're ready. I think that they're ready to go.
Yeah, they
in,
are. They
but
are.
I think Seaford will come down.
Yep.
And then whoever's second last, is that what you're saying?
Rosebud won't go down.
No, Rosebud
Yeah,
are ready
Mornington
to
won't
have
go
a
down.
tilt.
No. So Seaford finished last. They'll come down. Ourselves, Red Hill, or Dramana, or Langy or Hastings, whoever wins the granny will go up, and then it'll just be an odd number up in Divi 1, and that's how they've told us.
But you're saying
11 in Division 1, 12 in Division 2.
No. No. So in Divi 1, there's going to be a bye.
Yeah, 11 in
Yep.
Division 1,
Yep.
12 in Division 2.
Yep.
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be fascinating as to see where that goes in the next few weeks. I know that Cranbourne have been a bit worried about it over the last week or so, but thank you for being so honest tonight,
No
Troy.
dramas.
Thank you, Scott, for coming on and talking about the re-signings for the football club, and good luck in the lead up to the finals, and good luck in the finals, and congratulations on your new rooms and what you've done. They look absolutely sensational.
Thanks very much, boys. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, and thanks for having us as well. It's wonderful that we've been able to talk to Troy Callahan and also Scott Frey, who's the football manager of the Karingal Football Club. Thanks to the Frankston RSL. Back with more shortly, including Michael Burke and Andy Mathers. Again, thanks to Frankston RSL. Low Farms, the Australian grower and supplier of rocket, lettuce, spinach and salad mixes.
Websites, videos, Google marketing, SEO. What do you need for your business? Call the team at Chill. They really know their stuff.
Welcome back to the GameFace Footy Show, second division show. Dan Lonigan, Chris Holcomb and Tony Blackers Blackford with you, and it's a great pleasure to be at the Karingal Football Club. And thanks to the Frankston RSL, we continue talking to some of the wonderful players and people here at the Bulls who are aiming, of course, to finish top 3 if they can and get a double chance in the finals with 1 round remaining before the finals. And we've got 2 of the best players at this football club in Michael Burke and Andy Mathers. As we've just heard, Andy has been re-signed by the club. Congratulations, Andy. We'll start with you. Obviously, fantastic news that you're back at the club and you've re-signed. Was it a tough decision?
No, not really. No, just pretty much loving it here on and off the field. So loving the boys and thought I'd get around it for another 2 years. So.
Did you leave any money for Berkey? So I heard you haven't signed yet, mate.
Still playing for Frey.
No, he's still going.
So this is your first year back at the club, isn't it?
Yeah, first year back. So I played here in, I think it was 2012, and then had a couple of years at Mount Waverley.
What were you doing up there?
My brother was captain up there.
Okay.
So,
He was playing footy.
He was playing football.
playing footy, yeah. So they lost.
What's that, the Southern League?
It's the Southern Footy League. They're in Divi 2 now. I think they won the flag.
So you
maybe 2
play
years
footy
ago.
up there?
Yeah. Just hanging out.
Good standard.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, MPNFL's a little bit higher, but there's definitely some good teams and some good players up there. So,
Did it help your footy?
I think it did. Yeah, it gave me some confidence. Playing in the midfield a bit more up there, and having a year back from a broken arm. I think so. No, it's good.
And Michael, 300 games, you just keep playing. What makes you keep turning up and playing footy every week?
I still enjoy it. That's probably the main thing. I still enjoy training. Body's going okay, so long time retired, so they say. So keep going.
Well, you were captain of Team of the Year. Sorry, Blake. You were captain of Team of the Year last year at the age of 36. I know age that doesn't mean a great deal if you're still playing the football you're playing. But do you think you're still playing at the level you were, let's say, when you're meant to be in your prime playing football, which is early to mid-20s? Which is a long time ago.
I don't know. That is a long time ago. But you probably, as you get older, you probably learn the things that you should have been doing 10 years ago. You do them now, so you look after your body a little bit better. So maybe I just do that a little bit better.
Yeah, and if your body can hold up, that's the key, isn't it? One thing Holtz asked some of the Langwarren boys last week was, the pre-season this year, going into this new competition, was there a bit more spring in your step, so to speak?
Absolutely. Yeah. Enthusiasm was massive. We got a number of guys back to the club as well, which really helped, and Danny being on board, there's a fair bit of enthusiasm, but I just think the guys...
There was a lot of hype around Karingal in the pre-season, wasn't there, with the people that were coming back to the club?
Yeah, absolutely. But just knowing you're going to be competitive, and I think it would have been the same at most clubs in the competition.
Chelsea.
Divisional football's been a big winner, I reckon.
Are you 37? How old are you?
Not yet. 36.
You are not. You're older than that. You're only a year younger than me, aren't you?
Not that old, mate.
Come on, mate.
Give me a go.
How old are you, Holtz?
I'm 39, but I was retired for 3 years and then coached for 4 years, and he's still playing. I remember playing against him week in, week out. He was hard to combat. Yeah.
Now, Michael, you spent some time down at Carlton. Any regrets that you didn't have an AFL career?
I don't know about regrets. Probably if I had my time over again, I would have maybe persisted a little bit longer. But yeah, I'm fine where life's at and all the rest of it, and happy playing footy now.
Looking back, why didn't you persist?
Probably too lazy. Probably didn't have the right attitude, if I'm perfectly honest. So it's a good lesson there.
How great are these rooms? You know, for what you've been able to put up from your whole career. And then to be able to get these rooms.
Is that code for the rubbish you had to what you got now? Is that
they
what
were
you're
terrible.
saying? Oh, they were. I was saying that before. They were horrendous.
And people around the club would say that.
We used to get the opposition in there, and we used to hear the sprays from both sides coming through that little paper-thin wall.
You can still hear that. Actually, we've kept the old away rooms hot, so you'd love that.
But when, with you too, like you played in that premiership side 99?
Yep.
So that was probably, it was second year of senior footy?
Second year.
Yeah, so like second year of senior footy, you win a flag, chest out, shoulders are pumping up. 19 years later, we're still looking for one?
No other flags, but we're working on it. So,
yeah, having a crack. You reckon you're a chance this year?
Oh, look, I think we're a chance. I think our best footy is good enough.
Yeah.
But it's whether or not we can produce that when the whips are cracking at the end of the year.
Yeah, those top two sides are looking pretty handy at the moment.
They are. They're both pretty slick, move the ball pretty quick and pretty hard to combat, but... No, we haven't been too far. We've beaten Red Hill and weren't too far away from Dramana, so we just got to get another opportunity now.
You've been unlucky, Andy, with injuries this year. 47 players have been used in the seniors, Brett Dunn, the coach has just told us. 49 in the reserves. Makes it hard to get the continuity going. There you go. There's a word I was talking about.
You might I didn't have to say that word, man.
Continuity.
No, you're right. No, it's been ridiculous. I don't think we've had the same team on the park for 2 weeks in a row, so it makes it hard. And, what do we have? 49 players, that's ridiculous, really.
Yeah, and
so
the biggest...
there's only a couple of guys who have played every game, like maybe 2 or 3, so...
The biggest thing coming into finals is that you just don't want to take too many of those underdone blokes into those big games. As good as they are on paper, you'll crucify yourself if you take unfit blokes into finals.
Dan, I reckon you'd be close to getting a game.
No chance.
No chance?
No chance.
No good?
I mean, you could have 250 players on your list and you still wouldn't pick me. I'll be putting my hand up every week saying ready to go, and Dunny would be saying, no, Dan, sorry. Thanks anyway, but absolutely no chance. One story about me about football was I went to Xavier College.
Started something.
And we had 10 teams in the open years 11 and year 12, and there was a boarders team which was probably equivalent of the 4th or 5ths. And I was in the 9ths, so I was either on the bench or in the back pocket.
Of the
and
9ths?
Eventually, I was. And the back pocket in those days was probably the worst position on the field. And eventually I was able to get up into the 7ths, and I told everyone I got up into the 7ths because I was promoted for good form. But people must know that in 1985, it was a wickedly cold winter, and there was a flu epidemic that went around Xavier College, and I only got up into the 7ths because for about 3 or 4 weeks I didn't have an 8th or 9th. Correct. And that's why I played. I mean, I was a terrible footballer, so you wouldn't even pick me with bad money. But 4th on the ladder, do you think I know you've had a lot of injuries, Andy. Do you think you've slightly underperformed? Because for a long time you've been top 3.
I think so, but as Burke was saying, I think our best footy's still ahead of us. Like, I don't think we've really clicked for any game this year, so who knows what the combination is of 22 blokes, but I don't know, hopefully we find it in the next 2 weeks. So,
Best team you played?
Best team we played against?
Yeah.
I think probably Red Hill, at Red Hill. They're a different beast, but we played Dramana round 3, so that was ages ago. So they won.
And you never played Dramana again?
Nah. So they won 200 points on the.
And that's the thing that I always say about the competition. In Peninsula, you play everyone twice. You get a good look at everyone.
You do.
And in this competition with 12 teams, that's why you knock 2 out and you have a 3rd-tier division.
Yeah, you're big on that, aren't you?
I am.
I haven't heard you talk about that. You want to elaborate?
But I certainly agree with you. I mean, this is obviously...
Well, you've played Dramana once, like
exactly.
in round 3.
A couple of other teams, 4 or 5 teams I think we played once.
There's not much we can do, Tone.
Yeah.
No, but I've been harping on it for years.
Have you?
Years.
Where do you think you need to improve, Michael, if you do get there?
We've probably got to kick more goals, to be perfectly honest. It's probably
you kicked 5 goals and 7 goals in 2 weeks against Red Hill and Hastings. And you're right, Burke, you need to kick more goals.
Not going to win too many games with those sort of numbers, but I think we've got the players and the firepower to do it. It's just about, we've just got to fix a few things up, get the ball moving a little bit quicker and give our guys a chance.
Well, boys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for having us here. These magnificent new change rooms and club rooms. They look absolutely sensational. I didn't get a chance to see the previous ones.
Some are saying that was probably good, but these are absolutely magnificent. The club's done a great job, and good luck in your final round of the season, and good luck in the finals. Congratulations, Andy, on re-signing. Michael, I'd say you'd be a certainty to re-sign and play again next year, and we wish you all the best. Thanks for joining us. And Andy Mathers and Michael Burke with us, thanks to the Frankston RSL. Back in a second with Team of the Week tips and Final 5 predictions.
Pencon Garden Supplies and Mini Mix Concrete is a family-owned business that has served the Mornington Peninsula magnificently for more than 50 years. For all your garden and building supplies, concrete, soil, sand and mulch, visit Bart and the team at 58 Peninsula Avenue Rye or call 5985 2252 or 5985 2998.
In the GameFace Best Player Award in the Seniors and Second Division, Tyrone Head of Rye has hit the lead with 1 round remaining, 6 votes in his team's loss. He's on 48, one ahead of Terry Wheeler of Dramana. He didn't get any votes on the weekend to remain on 47. And his Dramana teammate Sam Gertz also didn't get any on the weekend despite their team's huge win over Crib Point. He's on 45. Michael Burke of Karingal, 1 to be on 44. It's pretty tight at the top. Matt Fletcher of Devon Meadows, 6 to move to 42. And Brendan Doyle of Tyab, 3 to move to 42. In the reserve, Scott Sterling, leading the goal kicking from Rye, produced 4 votes to be on 49. He's taken the lead outright from James Longley of Langwarrin, 3 to be on 48. Callum Barnes of Somerville, 6, he's on 45. And Kane Stratton of Hastings, none on 41. They make up the top 4 and the only players in contention to win that award going into the final round. In the Under-19's Best Player Award, thanks to GameFace, and Will Hose of Tyab, none. He's on 68, so he retains that lead despite not getting any votes on the weekend. Tristan Giuliano of Chelsea was leader for a long, long time, but hasn't scored votes for a while. He remains 4 votes behind on 64. Caleb Watkins of Hastings, 6 to move to 54. Nathan McLean of Devon Meadows, no votes on the weekend. He's still on 51. He's been joined on 51 by Jack Moroney of Somerville. He collected 5 votes for the Eagles.
Welcome back to the GameFace Footy Show, Second Division, live from the Karingal Football Club. Magnificent new club rooms, and we're in the boardroom and having a lovely time. Myself, Dan Lonigan, with Chris Holcomb and Tony Blackers Blackford. And Blackers, it is your moment of truth, as it is every week with your team of the week. I've had a look at it, and probably for the first time all year, I'm satisfied with it.
Oh, really?
It's getting,
you reckon?
It's getting better and better, Dan, isn't it? Like
it's only taken 9 weeks, but
yeah.
Yes,
but what I'm doing is I'm rewarding blokes that are playing well, Dan.
Was that like Drew Petrie the other week when he come down and
on
perform
one
well?
game.
One game?
Yeah, but
One
it's
goal.
the team of the week.
Oh.
I'm surprised that Lamb wasn't in yours if he kicked 5, mate.
Mate, I rate consistency, not that rubbish one-hit wonders. Consistency.
Anyway, McGuinness from Karingal, Kirkwood and Cuthbert from Langy is my back line. The half back line is Tyrone Head, Jonah Siverson and Harms from Devon Meadows.
Isn't Siverson playing some good footy?
Oh, he's a good player.
Oh.
And Holks, he has got the potential to go on and play great, consistent VFL football, that kid.
Yeah, he can. He's a good... I like him.
Could he go the next step?
Oh, easily. He's a great intercept mark.
Yep.
He reads the ball really well.
How old is he?
21.
21, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now's the time to have a
Wheeler,
crack.
Michael Burke and Jocka Mitchell from Red Hill. Ethan Johnson kicked 8. Theodora's kicked 5. And Sammy Fowler kicked 8 as my half-forward line.
Brilliant half-forward line.
Bywater kicked 4. Murphy kicked 5. And Holmes kicked 2 as my forward line.
Yeah, they had 10 goal kickers, Dramana, in their big win over Crib Point.
Norton from Langwarrin has really helped Langy get back in. He's come in as ruckman this week. Gardner was outstanding for Chelsea as a ruck rover centreman. Fletcher's been in outstanding form as well. So he was named best on ground for Devon last week. So Delmo from Pearsdale, Anderson, Irving, Reale, Speedy and Gerard Brown from Langy.
Hasn't Anderson been good at Tyab?
Yes.
He's been very good. Consistent. Very consistent.
Especially over the last month when they've been playing really good football.
Yeah.
So I don't think I got much wrong there, Dan.
Well, he's kicked... No, I like that team. I'm very happy with it. As I say, probably for the first time all year, Blackers, it's only taken 9 weeks.
No, I appreciate that.
It's good.
Yeah,
I have to
really
give you feedback. I'm giving you constructive feedback.
Yeah, no, it's good, Dan. I appreciate it very much.
Now, we've got 1 round to go, and we don't think, do we, boys, that the top 5 will change. We're pretty comfortable about Langwarrin, although they did lose to Pearsdale early in the season. As we mentioned, they've got the Bushman's Cup. And that's always a big match for both teams. They've been playing it for many, many years, haven't they?
I was actually considering not tipping this week. Well, they're just laydowns. So
all of them, do you think?
Yeah, well,
who are you going to tip out of tie?
That
was the only one. That's why I'm
That's a
tipping.
50-50
That's why I'm
game.
tipping. That's my only one.
Both sides would believe that they can win,
I'll take
finish
Tide.
off the season.
On a good note.
And
Somerville need to have a win because they're
course they
obviously
do.
trying to target a new coach. And we spoke to Sean Graff at that magnificent luncheon at Pines last week, the former Australian one-day cricketer, and as part of
Yeah.
a great club, in that he's been 12th man in Test matches for Australia, but played a lot of footy for Somerville, and he's heading Black as the
coaching
process, the selection process for their new coach, and they were pretty keen on Nick Jewell, but Rosebud got in ahead of them. So
one
they've gone
thing
back to
I
the
heard
drawing board.
about Everett, he didn't find out until he got a phone call from Simon McAvoy, from the leader. He heard some, he knew that there was some rumblings, but
the club should have handled that better.
Nobody from the club come up to him and said, we need to sit down and have a chat. He heard directly from Simon.
You've been good this week. You've had your finger on the pulse a few times.
I have my finger on the pulse every week. It's only that you are listening this week.
You've just decided to release that finger from the pulse today,
Yes.
have you, Blackers? Again, it's only taken 9 weeks, but we're training you up and you're going beautifully.
So who's coaching Somerville this week?
Everett.
Is he?
He for the rest of the year.
Right.
And then, because he would love to be around the club, but he feels that they've handled it inappropriately.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So we think Tyre will win that. We think Chelsea will beat Hastings, who've just they're limping to the line with all their injuries, aren't they? I mean, I remember speaking to Ricky Ferraro after they had a big win against Langwarrin at the halfway mark, and they were flying. They actually had big fish to fry. And we also spoke to Paul Rogesh, who's the captain, and he was pretty confident with the way they were going as well. But since then, seems to be I am the black curse.
Yes.
Since I've been going down to football clubs, they've either stopped winning or doing absolutely nothing. And Hastings' form since then has been pretty ordinary. So we think Chelsea will win that. Crib Point and Karingal just need a big percentage booster, and hope results might go their way to get back inside the top 3. Langwarrin just have to beat Pearsdale. Forget about what's happening between Hastings and Chelsea. Just get the job done. The destiny's in their own hands. We're confident about that. Rye have been poor all year, and Josh Moore, a good mate of ours here on the GameFace Footy Show, his last game as coach. The reserves and the under-19s will be in the finals, but Dramana will get a good tune-up for the final.
Do you think he still watches, Maury?
Yeah, I think he watch.
Yeah.
Ever since you come onto the scene, Dan, he hasn't hardly won a game.
No, you've been
2 they've won. Yeah, I've been a jinx for a number of teams.
He was 6-2.
He was flying. The whole finals bound. He was.
I followed the Western Bulldogs for 44 years. That's why I'm a
that's
jinx.
your fault.
Bar one good year. Red Hill and Devon Meadows, and a good tune-up for Red Hill for the finals as well, as they'll be ready to be a top 3 contender and give themselves an opportunity.
Yep. That'll be right.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's been outstanding being here at the Karingal Football Club, and we look forward to the football on the weekend, and we'll have more footy show for GameFace, the first and second divisions next week. Enjoy your footy. May the best team win.